Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Coffee Chats with Toby. Today I'm really pumped because what I'm actually going to do is today is going to be the first of a 3-part series. So I've been thinking long and hard about what exactly I can give to you guys that I believe is going to be of greatest value. And what I've kind of come to the conclusion of is how do I kind of give you a bit of insight and a step-by-step process that you can do at home to create the most fulfilling and happy basically life that I can possibly kind of help you guys to get to the point of. So the first part being this one, I'm going to take you through a really simple principle called the 80-20 principle. I'm then going to go through and break down roles and kind of responsibilities that we or each of us kind of have. The second, we're going to break down our genius modes for each of those roles, and that will kind of help to distinguish to us what roles we love to play in the life that we currently live, and start to look at certain roles and responsibilities that we may not actually love to be a part of. Then the third part is how do we actually start to put some action points in place so you start to change up these roles and responsibilities that we play in our life, and to help create or optimize the initial principle that I talked to you about, which is the 80-20 principle. So today, we're going to get stuck in to the first part of this 3-part series, talk about the 80-20 principle. I'm going to jump down and write some notes here on my iPad that you will come up on fancy Minority Report like on screen for you to kind of do and follow through with at home. So at any point in time that you need to take a little bit more time than what I'm going through, please just press pause on the video, go through and start writing down the things that I instruct you to, and then press play again once you finish those areas, because obviously I'm not going to do this all in front of me today. I'm just going to kind of go through some quick examples to help prompt you to the right way. Cool. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. So first and foremost, I want to take you guys through what I consider or what I want to talk to you about, which is the 80-20 principle. So the 80-20 principle it can be super complex if you get right into the details of it, or it can be super simple, which is essentially what I want us to kind of go through today. And what that means in the area or part that I want to kind of keep it nice and short and simple is that most of the time, if you think about and reflect on your life, unfortunately, we spend 80% of our time doing things that we would probably consider not enjoyable, or things that we don't love doing. And only 20% of our time is spent within what we will later term our genius mode, or things that we love doing. So what this whole kind of principle is about is how do we change that? How do we flip that? How do we spend 80% of our day or 80% of our time doing things that we absolutely love doing, and only spend around 20% of our day doing things that we kind of have to do as part of the dodgy part of the roles that we kind of do. So ultimately, they're living a much more fulfilling, successful, and happy life. So that's essentially the 80-20 principle. It's that we often find 80% of the time that we spend doing things that really kind of give us 20% of return. And 20% of our time is oftentimes giving that we are spending giving us 80% of the things that we love to do, or 80% of return. So we kind of need to play around with that. And we want to spend 20% of our time doing things that we have to do, and only 80%, and then therefore leaving 80% of the time doing things within our genius mode, or things we love doing. Awesome. So to be able to do that, we kind of need to get some clarity on who it is that we are, what roles that we play, and then kind of what things we have to do within those roles. Because ultimately, that's what we are. We're a product of all these different roles and responsibilities that kind of identities, even if you will, flesh together and to create our lifestyle or our life. Sorry. So how I want you to do is I want you to follow through with me at home. So grab yourself a pen and paper, and we're going to kind of do this a little bit together. I'm going to give you an example. You can press pause on me, flesh out your life, and then press play once you're ready to go again. So essentially the first step is what I want us to do is I want you to kind of give yourself a whole page to work with, and what I want you to do is I want you to write down a bunch of roles on that you play in your life on the page, but leave some gaps around each of these words so that you can kind of write things in and around each of these roles. So to give you a bit of an example, I'll do this for me as a bit of an example for you. So I am a brother, so that is one of my roles. I am a son, which is another one of my roles. I am a husband, which is another one of my roles. I am a friend, which is another one of my roles. I'm a mentor, which is another one of my roles. I am a CEO. Now we're getting a little bit more professional, which is another one of my roles. I'm also a owner of a business, which is a separate role. I am, what else am I? I am, what else could we kind of flesh out? For some people, sorry, they could be, I just kind of stuffed my screen up there. For some people, they might be a father or a wife or a mother, but that kind of gives you a bit of an idea. So I want you to break down all these roles that you kind of play in your life. Wonderful. Now that we've got that, what I want you to do is in each of these roles, I've gone back up to the top now, so I'm back to the brother and son. And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to break down all the different responsibilities or things that accompany that identity. So for instance, as a brother, things that I have to do is I have to be a support for my siblings. I have to show love to my siblings. I also feel that as a brother, I need to. And this is tough. This is what I mean. This kind of thing is gonna take time. So please feel free to press pause at any point in time to show love. What else have I got to do? I have to visit these guys. So I have to drive to these people who are my brother and sister. So that kind of gives you an idea, and we can really kind of flesh that out. And I also have to help every now and then, which I probably don't do enough if my family is watching here, but help them with looking after my nephews, and things like that, right? So really fleshing out what it means to be a brother. And then we go to son. So same kind of deal. What is required of me as a son? So I need to show love to my parents. I need to show gratitude to them for helping look after me through these years. I have to learn from my parents. I have to be open to learning from them. I have to obviously visit them and give them my time because they've given to me an incredible amount of time, love and support. I have to support them now. I think that's a big part of my role to them as a son. Again, you can flesh that right out. Same with a husband, you can flesh all these kind of things out. So I'm gonna move away now from the normal lifestyle stuff and move down to professional kind of things. So to give you a bit of an example here. So as a CEO, I need to keep the business on track. So and when I say on track, I mean in line with my vision or the vision, of the company. So in line with vision, I need to support my team when they need the support. I need to ensure the growth of the company. I also need to ensure the growth of my team. Company growth, growth of team, and help make them become better people. I need to create direction for each of the team members. I need to help with, what else do I need to do? I need to help innovate. I need to create opportunity, create systems, etc., etc. And I can obviously flesh this out. Owner would be different. So owner is different to a CEO. So an owner needs to fund the business and ensure that there's enough money in the bank for the business to thrive and grow. I need to make decisions decision making in regards to where to invest the right amount of money. I need to set up a culture. Well, that's probably more of a CEO thing. Set up a culture that thrives for the people within it. So as you can start to see, there's different kind of roles and responsibilities. So an owner would sit potentially on a board of directors, whereas a CEO is going to have more to do with the inner workings of the executive team and work with managers. Whereas an owner would only work with the board of directors and would leave it to the managing director, which is another one of my responsibilities, to then infiltrate or talk with the executive team to help create things and make things happen. So I hope this has kind of given you some insight into this step. So the deeper and more detailed that you can kind of put into this stage, it creates more clarity for you in terms of who you are as a person and what makes up your day. Because I think a lot of time what we kind of get into a habit of becoming is incredibly busy. So I want you again to reflect on yourself here and go, right, like, am I finding myself incredibly busy, not enough time in the day, wish there was an 8th day to the week or an extra 2 hours, 26-hour days. And if that's the case, am I actually kind of living a fulfilling life, a happy life? Am I satisfied with the position and the roles and responsibilities that I do in my day? And then furthermore, if I find myself super busy, is that actually giving me or the people around me a result that they're looking for? Because I often find a lot of people get themselves super busy because that's what they believe success looks like. And they get crazy busy, and what then happens is they think that that's what success looks like. And then when they start to look at people and roles around them, they either get resentful for those who are seen to be above them but not busy. They're like, why is this guy not busy but he's reaping all these rewards? Getting to go out and have lunches and dinners with people and socialize and all that kind of thing. But what the smart person really does is they turn around and they go, well, why am I busy, and what is the from my inputs, the inputs in my day, what is the output from that? And is that really my time best spent? Because what soon you'll understand, and hopefully throughout this process, is you'll realize that a lot of the things that you're keeping yourself busy for are things that you don't actually enjoy doing. And more importantly than that, you're not actually really great at it. And this is where it takes a lot of self-reflection and the ability to self-analyze and actually sit back and go, right, well, I'm doing this, but am I the best person to do this job? And if not, even if you are, I'm guarantee you there's someone better out there. And if it's not something that you enjoy doing, remove yourself from that. Find someone better at that job, or better still, train someone to be better than you. You should always be serving someone or something, right? So I serve the vision of our company here at Atkinson. I'm serving that. And in most of my roles, I am, as a CEO, I'm serving the board of directors or the owners of the business, and which is, funnily enough, myself as well. But I see these things as two different positions and two different roles in my business, within my life. And as an owner of the business, my role is to ensure that the directors of the company have enough resources to deliver to the vision of the company. And as the board of directors, which is myself as well, I am ensuring that I'm delivering to the CEO enough and the right decisions to again serve the purpose of the vision. And as CEO, I'm taking the insights from the board and I'm ensuring that the business is moving towards the board's vision. We're staying true in the direction of the company is moving towards that. But I'm also serving my team, and I'm making sure that I am facilitating their growth, and I am consistently challenging them to become better people and ultimately moving up in their eyes, in their worlds, in ways in which they want to grow in. So, and I love that. You can tell that I'm incredibly passionate about that. So those positions and roles for me right now, I when we get to the next step, I will be ensuring that I am staying in those roles for now, because I really enjoy that and I get great passion out of that. Whereas I know that I could be busy doing other things, but being busy would subtract really actually from my ability to serve the bigger picture, which is what is really required of me in my roles, the role of a CEO. So if I'm super busy doing the day-to-day stuff, well, really I'm spending more time being a manager. But the manager shouldn't be really that busy either, because they should be. So anyway, it goes all through the business. But this is the things that you need to start to realize and think about, that being busy isn't showing you to be successful. Being busy is being busy. That's it. To be a true master of your perfect lifestyle, you need to be going back to that 80-20 rule and being more efficient and effective with your time, and really upskilling and serving and growing other people around you, which will ultimately lead to you not having to do a bunch of things that they actually love to do. So anyway, you can see why this is a 3-part series. I've talked for hours almost, not literally, but on this subject already. But we're gonna cut it there. So I really appreciate you guys spending your time with me this morning. Please make sure you see all parts of this 3-part series, because they all dovetail into another. And I'm really looking forward to spending the next session with you as well. In that session, we're going to go through our genius mode. What is it that we actually want to do with our life? And then we'll relate it back to these roles and responsibilities. Yeah, so I hope today you now have received the clarity, understand the 80-20 principle, understand the roles and responsibilities that you're currently doing in your everyday life right now. I hope that when you were breaking down those roles, you weren't thinking necessarily about you were thinking about what that role is. So in the CEO role, I wasn't writing myself and the jobs I do. I was writing what a true good CEO would be doing, and ultimately the same with each and every one of those kind of positions. Cool. So until next time, I really hope you enjoyed today. I certainly did, and we'll catch up super soon. Cheers, guys.